Are we ready for the safety announcement? Yes, we are. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Our worship service will begin shortly. I know that we're getting to a point with these where it's like on the airplane where you just talk through it, and that's fine. But we do like to take a few moments at the beginning to just ask you, especially if you're new, take a look around the sanctuary. There's a couple of exit signs. In the event those gold doors get opened, there's other options in there. In the unlikely event of an emergency, Walker, what?
Can the exit be behind us?
It can be. It could be there, or there right now. Those are the three available to you. It can also be in the back if the gold doors are open. Anything else? All right. In the extremely unlikely event of an emergency, do please head calmly towards the exit closest to you and head towards the parking lot, which is on that side of the building. If an evacuation becomes necessary, also keep an eye out for others who may have mobility challenges or be unfamiliar with our church. Should an emergency, okay, this is the part about how the kids will be taken out by a staff, but the kids are going to be with us all day today, so they will be going out at the same time as us. So thank you, and we'll begin service in a few moments. Decisive bell ringing. Good morning, everyone, again. I'm the Reverend Jen Raffensperger. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am honored to serve as the minister of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Roanoke, and this morning, as an honorary Poor Mountain gnome. For those of you who may not have looked at your order of service yet, we have a very special creative service today dedicated to this movie that our children and youth have put together that I have never seen one, and I am excited. So please take a moment, especially because this you should do before any film, put your mind, spirit, and cell phones in worship mode, in silent mode. We don't want to be taken out of the narrative by someone's cell phone. And we welcome everyone here and online to the UU Church of Roanoke. We're glad you are here. And like I said, we have a special treat to share with you, the world premiere of Poor Mountain Gnomes in a Pirate Bush Encounter. So we are going to welcome those joining us online. Specifically, take a moment if you would like to turn and wave or to stand and wave to welcome everyone joining us online. We will be doing our usual Lifelines portion of the service, so if you are online and you wish to share a joy or concern, please put it in the chat in the next 15 minutes or so. We acknowledge that our church resides on the traditional lands of the Tutelo and Monacan nations and was later farmed and developed through slave labor. We recognize and respect the ongoing connection to this land by generations of Black, Indigenous, and other people of color. May our gratitude and fellowship here echo and honor that rich history. And if you will please join me in reciting our words of welcome, whoever you are, whomever you love, however you express your identity, whatever your situation in life, whatever your experience of the holy, as you come seeking love, your presence here is a gift. Whether you are filled with sadness, or overflowing with joy, needing to be alone with yourself, or eager to engage with others, all are welcome here. And our covenant. We commit to supporting each other with respect and direct communication as we work in community to explore spiritual growth and to be a force for good in the world. So since I am playing the role, not actually playing a role of a gnome, but of worship associate this morning, I will be inviting Mail and LaFawn to come up and light our chalice, one of our official gnomes this week, and we join with Unitarian Universalist churches, congregations, and communities around the world and the nation. I said world first. We are all joining together on this morning at the end of a week that we know has been challenging for so many, but we are glad to gather in joyous celebration of our community and of our children and youth today. The light we now
kindle, inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, O Spirit of life.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jessie McEwen. I use they, them pronouns, and I am the Director of Religious Education here. And I have the absolute joy to tell you that I didn't do that much for the movie this year. If you've been around for our movie every other year, usually I did the writing and the directing, but that wasn't the case this year. We had a director in our midst, John Luca, who directed our movie. We had the story that was developed by our Poor Mountain Gnomes. Do you guys want to stand up and wave or just sit there? Stand up and wave if you want to. There's also one of them back there. There's Poor Mountain Gnomes all over the place. And we also, thank you, well done. We also had an absolute blast with different adults volunteering to help out. It was such a good time. Now, I have to tell you that this story is based on a legend about Poor Mountain, and we get to encounter something that is, it's in the title, Pirate Bush. Does anybody know anything about Pirate Bush? Does anybody want to volunteer information about Pirate Bush? It is a globally rare plant that grows on Poor Mountain. Here in Virginia, our Poor Mountain. The gnomes aren't poor. It's about Poor Mountain gnomes, not the Poor Mountain gnomes. So I'm not going to talk any more about this movie. I want you guys to enjoy it. There are also a few ads in the film because they decided to do it like a little mini-series. So keep your eyes open for some interesting messaging from your Poor Mountain Gnomes and the production team. Take it away.
Previously, the Poor Mountain Gnomes went looking for light and found it in their heart one cold winter's night. Next they wandered about, looking for the Chickawackawoo. They made up stories to tell. Perhaps you did, too. The Chalice Children of UUCR present in association with the Next Generation Youth Group and Young Adult and Campus Ministries. The poor mountain gnomes in a pirate bush encounter.
The poor mountain gnomes were having a wonderful year. Everything was going as planned. Planting, harvest, Chickawackawoo Day, and even their sleep went well save for a few interruptions. It seemed that every once in a while, a bit of food or something else disappeared. However, despite these absent-minded or dropped moments, the days were great and the nights peaceful.
I know he's been in the hospital. He's been there 2 years. But still, I don't see him.
But on Christmas Eve, our favorite gnomes woke to discover some of their magic was missing. It was as if something or someone had nipped a little from each of them. They grabbed their hats and gathered together, debating where their missing magic had gone. After all, a turnip or two is one thing, but missing magic? That was a bit frightening.
They stole my pancake.
They was on my head while I was...
It must have been a wild raccoon, said one.
No, it was a thief, said another.
How's your crop looking this year? I added a little too much water to my mushroom crop and it exploded.
I tried to use too much water, but it exploded on me.
Have you heard about Benny's Chickawackawoo?
But the butter on my eggs. I ate so good.
The debate went on and on until, suddenly,
We'll be right back after this message from our sponsor. Volunteer. Volunteer. Volunteer by House Chalice.
the poor mountain gnomes rushed outside to find the source of the crash. Perhaps this was where their magic had gone.
But it wasn't. It was something much more spectacular. A young Santa Claus has crashed through the trees and was on the ground. What could they do? As they dusted himself off, Santa instructed the gnomes on how to right his sleigh. All seemed well until they discovered a rip in the fabric of his toy sack. Toys had fallen onto the ground, and because this ripped, they knew it would never hold. Santa was upset by this news. If he couldn't carry the toys, how could he ever finish his work on Christmas Eve? Can any of you repair this, he asked.
All of the gnomes shook their heads. Sewing was not a skill they'd learned yet. They thought of other solutions like staples and tape, but decided they still need to stitch it up. As they grew sadder and more worried, a small voice came from the bushes.
I can help. I can sew.
Join us after these messages for the exciting conclusion.
Come on down to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Roanoke. We got plenty of ways for you to get involved, like
the youth group, choir and music, multi-generational social events, kitchen and coffee committees, feeding our neighbors, reading seeds, children's religious education, social justice ministries, adult religious education, whatever this is, buildings, grounds, and gardens, the green team, and the nursery, and so much more.
get involved, get involved, get involved at the UU Church.
Santa and the poor mountain gnomes spun around, finally seeing a new face nestled in a hat that was covered in bits of the magic of the others. At first, the gnomes were angry. This was the thief.
But this new gnome immediately began to sew up Santa's gift sack, not giving the other gnomes a chance to say no. Something needed to be done, and they were the one to do it.
I'm Pirate Bush, said the new gnome. I'm sorry I snagged some of your magic this year. You see, I can't make magic of my own, and I was afraid to ask for help. All of you are so wonderful, and growing up here on Poor Mountain made me feel like I didn't belong. Even though you live here too, I can't leave this mountain, but having a little of your magic made me feel like I belonged with you all, too. They're finished. Now I'll go back to my place in the bushes. Good luck, Santa.
Wait, said Santa. Holy, do you think you could find a place for Pirate Bush among the poor mountain gnomes?
Well, said Holly, they did apologize. Pirate Bush, there's plenty of room here for you, and we can help you take care of yourself if you want. We have extra food and drink, and can always use your help finding sunlight and good soil. Would you like to say?
Oh yes, cried Pirate Bush.
Ho, 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 that is settled. I must be on my way. Have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year, my favorite gnomes.
And with that, Pirate Bush became the newest Poor Mountain gnome.
They waved goodbye to Santa and welcomed the new gnome into their hearts and into their home. May we all find our place and acceptance along our ways. Goodbye.
I have a friend who always checks in, wondering how I've been. I have a friend who always shows up again and again and again. I know when I'm feeling low, I have a friend. I have a friend. I have a friend who always shares through generosity. I have a friend who's a hoot and a half. We laugh, laugh, and laugh. Can't wait to see ya. Can't wait to hug ya. I can't wait. Mi amigo, where you go, I go. Mi amigo, if you have to go alone, doesn't mean that I don't care. Doesn't mean that I'm not there. It just means I'm gonna love you from here.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm coming out in there in a minute. This is why I'm using this. But first, I want us to think about what we just saw and things you've wanted to make or do creatively in your life. This is by Shel Silverstein. Listen to the mustn'ts, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves, then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. So, I want to take a moment. I'm not putting you all on the spot, but hey, Poor Mountain Gnomes, of which, again, I am not this is an honorary Poor Mountain Gnome hat that I am wearing. How did you feel about making this project? What were some emotions that came up for you? What were things you felt while you made it? Happy? Content? Nice. Humorous? Was anyone excited? Was it exciting? Silly? Fun? So you had fun making this, right? You had fun putting it together and deciding what it would look like. Wesley, how about you? Our youngest gnome? Okay, well, sometimes wisdom comes in silence. How about anybody else? When's the last time, hands up, if you made something for no purpose, like you just made something for fun because you like knitting or sewing or cooking or painting or playing music? Hands up. Anybody in the last week done something kind of fun and creative? Hands up. Yes. Okay. Great. Great. Shout them out. What are some of the things you did? Played music, cooking, pottery, sewing. Writing comedy. Heck yeah. Game mastering. Yes, a very important skill. Very good creative skill. Anything else creative you did? Playwriting. All right. I painted badly, but that's the whole point. Uh-oh. Oh, Wesley. So, storytelling. Okay. So, how many of us got up every day this week and got through it? Every hand in this place should be up because, my friends, that is what it takes some days. That's what creativity gets us some days. Sometimes we think, where's that joy, that fun, that excitement, that contentment, that happiness coming from? And maybe it's coming from other people outside of you, but how do we find it when we wake up and we're just not sure where it's coming from or if we'll ever find it again? So I'm real lucky in that I have this beautiful artwork today to just reflect on with you briefly, because I've got colleagues and friends in every church, like in every church in the land. I don't know everybody, but y'all, we're a relatively small denomination. So I know a lot of people, and a lot of people had to write some really hard stuff this week. A lot of people check in with each other and say, how are you doing? What are you writing this week to inspire people, to comfort people, to give people any shred of joy in a really, really, really hard week? And a lot of people were like, I don't know. I hope Spirit moves me in the right direction. I hope that I can find something in the text to inspire me. I hope I can find something in the actions of my neighbors done in love to inspire me. Like accepting someone into a new community, even someone who maybe took some stuff when they could have just asked for help, right? And that's what Pirate Bush did, right? just kind of took stuff when they could have probably just asked for it? Because you lived on the mountain, right? It's hard to ask for help. It's really hard to ask for forgiveness. But we're all in a place where we need to get more comfortable with it. Because none of us is going to get through any of this by ourselves. So that's our text today. Our text is this story. This story based on a legend, the story that comes out in your games, in your kitchens, in your homes, in your paintings, in your artwork. When you're just waking up in the morning and saying, I don't know, how do I get through this one? Wesley's looking for the light over here. Thanks, friend. Thanks, friend, for being a living example. Thank you, poor mountain gnomes, for being a living example. Accepting, forgiving, hearing people out, hearing what they need, working to make the world a little bit better. We'll say some more stuff during the prayer, and I know I'm going to see a lot of you out at the gathering, out at the park later today. But today, right now, thank you, poor mountain gnomes. Thank you, Jesse and Bonnie and every person that had a part of this. I'm not going to remember everybody's names, but I'm glad they were all in the credits. I'm so glad and grateful for this expression of creativity from our children and our youth and all the wonderful volunteers that make it happen. Now we're switching to the, yay! Okay, now, today, this is the part where we invite you into generosity. Each week, things are going a little different today, so I had to check my own notes to see where we were. So, as you can see, there is so much talent and time being given to the creative urges that make us want to make a better world together, and UUCR doesn't exist without that time, that talent, and some treasure. Pirate treasure. So, right now, our ushers will gratefully collect the offering.
This is for Jesse and their poor mountain gnomes. I'm still looking for me pirate bush. Someone absconded with her. Oh, better far to live and die, under a brave black flag I fly, than play a sanctimonious heart with a pirate's head and a pirate heart. Away to the cheating world go you, where pirates all are well to do, but I'll be true to the song I sing, and live and die a pirate king. For I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. When I sally forth to seek my prey, I help myself in a royal way. Yes, I sing a few more gnomes, it's true, than a well-bred pirate ought to do. But many a king on his first-class throne, if he wants to call his crown his own, must manage somehow to get through more dirty work than e'er I do. For a pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate. A pirate king.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you.
Maybe if I volunteered with our wonderful mountain gnomes, I would have known to dress more appropriately for Pirate Sunday. However, I'm here to represent the Caring Committee, those who care about the joys and concerns that each of us as members of this community may be carrying today. I want to give you a message from Kirk Ballin, just came in through the internet. He says they're really glad to be back in the Roanoke Valley, but with the sudden death of his brother, he's taking care of related issues while trying to get some rest. And he hopes to be by soon. Our thoughts are with you both, Kirk. Kirk and your wife, whose name is not Karen. Robin, yes. Sounds a lot like Karen, you know. And a great joy to share, thanks to the generosity of the members of our congregation, our December special collection recipient, Legal Aid Society of Roanoke Valley, will receive a check from UUCR for $2,990. Very nice. Stay tuned for information about our February special collection, which will support the Family Promise. I want to let you know that Leah Whitney had her bypass surgery on Thursday at the University of Virginia Hospital. They say she's recovering well, but has a long rehab. So keep her in your thoughts. Wesley is going to celebrate his first birthday on Saturday. Hey, Wesley. Going to get a box of Christmas ornaments. Doug and Melissa, you know, the kind that are safe to chew on. Also, I want to give an update on Ronald Wilson. Unfortunately, he's still at the Raleigh Court Care Center. He's made wonderful progress since his cardiac surgery in November, but complications from a skin rash, and now he has influenza, require that he stays there longer. He can have visitors, but masks are required. Please send positive healing energy his way. As you can imagine, he wants to go home again. And that concludes submissions from our community. If you have a joy or concern in your heart that you would like to recognize by lighting a candle, please come forward at this time, and we'll use both sides of the altar.
Thank you. Thank you, Terry, sharing the messages that have come from within our community. There used to be a practice back in the dim, dark days of, 2024, where a pastor of a congregation would sometimes look at a single event in the news and say, I need to send a pastoral letter about this. I remember when I was at my previous congregation, I sent a pastoral letter in the weeks following. First, within 10 days of each other, there was a mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, that was specifically targeted at a black neighborhood, a grocery store in a black neighborhood, and then within 2 weeks, we also had the killing of elementary children in Uvalde, Texas. And I'm saying this while kids are here, because kids know. Kids know this happens at schools. And I sent a pastoral letter because 2 in 2 weeks felt like too much. I barely remembered when I woke up to the news of the murder of Renee Nicole Good by ICE agents in Minneapolis. I barely remembered Venezuela had been 4 days before. This candle is to reject tyranny and government through fear in every form, that if we do not think everyone is our neighbor, then we will be bonded into a world where everyone could be our enemy. And I don't want people to have to get killed for thinking they should help their neighbor. And I don't know what to do about it, but I know we have to do something together as neighbors, as a country, to reject the tyrannical hold that we currently see. And this candle's for everybody who had something go on this week that was personal, whether it was amazing or terrible or something in between, that feels like there's no room for it, there's no breath for it, that they can't share it with their friends because they're too wrapped up in the things in the world. We know that we're all carrying all of this all of the time. We had this amazing, amazing art made by our kids and youth. We had this amazing Sunday together. We heard this wonderful music and had fun and laughed, and there's people carrying heartbreak, and there's people carrying joy, and it's all inside of us all of the time. So this is for everybody who had something real big happen this week that felt like there just wasn't space for it. Trim some of these wicks before we put them up here first. It'll get there, I think. Oh gosh. Yes. Have faith, Jen. Have faith. And as I do each week, I'll light one final candle for everyone joining us online today, knowing that you are not physically present with us. We feel you here in the sanctuary just the same. If you'll join me in time for prayer and reflection, settling yourself comfortably in your seat, bowing your head, closing your eyes, softening your gaze if that is comfortable for you, just making yourself ready to implore, to praise, and to think, Spirit of life. Everything feels so heavy. And yet it is right and good to experience joy and lightness, happiness, contentment, excitement, all of the things that we have named, all of the creations we have made this week ground our being and ground us in this marvelous, marvelous, full of wonder world. I have a practice of taking sunrise and sunset pictures whenever I can, and sometimes I look back and I say, I have all these sunrises and sunsets. What will they ultimately mean? They mean, and they say, that I saw something beautiful and I treasured it. So when you see something beautiful, treasure it. Plant that seed in your heart next to all the rocks and all the sticks and all the things that make this world feel untenable unwelcoming, because there is still joy. And it's our job and our blessing to plant it and to grow it. So may it be. I do announcements too. I tell you, I need my script more than ever this week. So we have a few more things, and I know a lot of folks want to head out to the demonstration that's happening today at Elm and Jefferson from 12 to 2. That's not an endorsement of anything political. I'm just saying a lot of people want to go. So we are glad and grateful to be drawing to the close of our time together this week. We're going to turn our attention from the joys and the sorrows of within our hearts to the work of the week ahead, and in that form we begin with a few announcements. Repeat announcement from last week: the AV team is still looking for new volunteers to help operate the audio and YouTube streaming on Sunday mornings. It's about 2 hours of time per month. No experience is required, just a willingness to learn. Training is provided. Please contact Betsy Biesenbach, who is in the booth in the back, if you're interested in learning more. It's so important, everyone, that people be able to hear each of us as we speak. And I know a lot of us watch on YouTube, and especially in the winter weather, YouTube's a really vital part of our ministry. So if you don't mind doing that once in a while, it would be great if you could check in with Betsy. And a little note from Bill, and this isn't exactly a UUCR business, but it's adjacent enough that we're going to go ahead. So there's some new flyers out on the UU sponsored bulletin board and the water fountain and the community bulletin board for both SUSE, that's the Southeast Unitarian Universalist Summer Institute, which is a big camp for Unitarian Universalists that happens every summer. Adults, children through adults, right? So there's information on that out there. And also Star Island, which is another UU retreat specific thing that has different programming, most of it very UU adjacent throughout the summer, which is off the cold waters of New Hampshire. It's right on the border, right? Yeah, so it's out, it's cold, but beautiful from what I hear. So there's some flyers out about SUSE and Star Island, and Bill Bestpitch has more information if you'd like more information about either. And there's an important order. Let me see if did I put this last? Don't even know what I'm talking about. All right. I'm excited that I get to make this announcement first. So you'll see that there's an important announcement in your order of service this week, and will be for the next several. On Sunday, February 8th, the board of this congregation has called a congregational meeting to vote to call me to settled ministry. This is an exciting and joyous occasion in any congregation, giving the minister and the congregation a chance to engage in the long-term work of ministry together over many years. It's a great honor to have had this meeting called by this beautiful congregation. The meeting will occur immediately following worship that Sunday. If you are out of town on February 8th or are otherwise unable to attend in person, there will be a chance to request an absentee ballot. More information on the meeting and how to request a ballot will be contained in the official email announcement, which should be out to everyone, we hope, in the next week. Yes, I'm getting a thumbs up from Lynn, our clerk, who would be making sure that's available to us. So look for that in your email in the next week. Any in attendance on Sunday, February 8th are, of course, welcome to observe, but the vote will be taken from people who are members of UUCR. Unlike a regular congregational meeting like to pass a budget, we must have 40% of membership, which is approximately 80 people present or voting absentee to vote for a settled minister. Following the latest guidance from the Unitarian Universalist Association, we are seeking a 90% or more positive vote for a successful call. We will have more reminders and information in the weeks to come, and thank you. So right now, we're going to take a few moments to do some special thanking of people who have done work for a better world within our congregation. We have some members of our racial justice team who ended their service with that team in 2025. Gordon, if you would The racial justice team's mission is to facilitate the evolution of UUCR into an anti-racist congregation that sees racial justice activity as a natural expression of our traditions, values, and beliefs. They commit to building a racially just and a loving world. We are so glad and grateful for the service of all members of our racial justice team. And so this morning, I'm going to say your name, and when I say your name, people who are have moved on from this work, please come up, and our board president, Gordon Malcheski, will give you our thanks here. We'd like to honor outgoing members Dana Martin, Lorraine Fleck, Dotsie Clifton, and Joan Wages, who is not able to join us in person today, but I understand that Joan is joining us online, so thank you, Joan. Dotsie, come over and get your... Let's have a round of applause, please. Would anyone who's in the room who's currently serving on the racial justice team, Louise, Teresa, who's here? Can you wave a hand? Hildy. Okay, there's a few folks. I think it's important that we're talking about this during service because I want you all to know there's a racial justice team. And that, yes, we are currently working on the ways that can look in 2026, but we know the work isn't done. And if you have any interest in being a part of the racial justice team, please reach out. And Lorraine, Dotsie, and Dana, I'm going to say, if to one of these folks who could point you in the right direction, or to Hildy or Teresa. Louise, I don't think is here right now. So please reach out. You can reach out to me. If you're just not sure, email revgen@uuroanoke.org, and I'll get you in touch with the right people. It's really important work. So thank you. Let's have another round of applause. What? Was there something else?
No.
Okay.
Except y'all, it's really fun work. You feel.
Dotsie says, it's real fun and it's real important, and we hope some of you step up. I just wanted everybody to hear. So thank you, Dotsie, Lorraine, Dana. Thank you so much. Thank you for your service. And thank you all. Oh, the chalice. Azalea Lafon will now extinguish our chalice, Pirate Bush themselves, as we join with Unitarian Universalist churches, congregations, and communities throughout the nation and the world, knowing that the flame of our faith will not linger in our sanctuary all week, but will continue to burn within our hearts.
So you're now part of the Poor Mountain Gnomes family. So where it says in your order of service that the Poor Mountain Gnomes will be singing this song, we hope that you will join us in singing this song. It's called Peace is the World Smiling. It's the very first song that I ever learned in my whole life. And it is one that some of the younger Poor Mountain Gnomes, since we're all Poor Mountain Gnomes, some of them learned the sign language for. Last call if you want to join us. You don't have to. There's no rules. And we're actually going to sing it in a canon or a round. So I'm going to split us right here. This half is going to stick with Scott. This half is going to stick with me. Get it? Got it good? Awesome.
Peace is the world smiling, peace is a gentle dove, peace is sharing, peace is caring, peace is filling the world with love.
Peace is the world smiling, peace is a gentle dove, peace is sharing, peace is sharing, peace is caring, the world with love.
Peace is filling the world with love.
Jesse and Scott, can we do it all together?
Yes.
We can practice.
Peace is the world smiling. Peace is a gentle dove. Peace is sharing. Peace is caring. Peace is filling the world with love. Peace is the world smiling. Peace is gentle. Peace is sharing. Peace is caring. Peace is filling the world. Peace is filling the world with love.
Peace is the world smiling. Peace is the gentle dove. Peace is sharing. Peace is caring. Peace is sharing. Peace is caring. Peace is filling the world with love. Peace is filling the world with love.
Once again, the song is the benediction. Peace is sharing, peace is caring, peace is filling the world with love. Go forth in peace with love in your heart and determination in your spirits. Make the world better, everyone. See you next week. Yay, gnomes! Let me make sure you have your hat. Okay, too many pieces. Here's the hat.